Hi guys, Paul from PABrewNews. Got a beer here from the 6 Point Brewing Company. This is their Master Blend Bourbon Barrel Aged Imperial Stout, coming at a very sessionable 13% alcohol by volume. Comes in a 4-pack, so I certainly hope I like the other three, or this one, so I can enjoy the other three. But it's a 13% Imperial Stout aged in bourbon barrels. I don't think it's going to be that bad. It is a bit warmer. It's probably in the 65 degree, 70 degree category right now, so it's a little bit on the warm side of what I usually review the beers at. I usually try to get them around 55 degrees, 50 degrees, excuse me, especially 55, that area. I know I review my beer warmer than a lot of people do drink normal beer, but got to get those flavors, got to make sure what you're drinking is a good quality product, okay? This is formulated and brewed by 6 Point Brewery, Brooklyn, New York. Now, Parkersburg, Pennsylvania, and Downingtown, Pennsylvania. And Downingtown, Pennsylvania is well known for Victory Brewing Company. So I don't know if, not sure if I guess they're brewing in near Victory anyway. I don't know at Victory, but near it. And Parkersburg, I'm not sure where Parkersburg is, but I'm probably assuming it's probably near Philly. Now, 6 Point Brewing Company, we all know from Brooklyn, New York. And of course, the resin is one of my favorite beers from them. Beer is culture, and again, it's a tiny little tall, kind of Red Bull style can. They've always had this kind of unique kind of can. All it says is Imperial Stout aged in bourbon barrels. It says stuff underneath that, but we'll get to that later. Independently brewed, and please recycle. This has a canned on date of the 2nd of December 2019, so it's a little bit about a month and a half old. And I have a cut on my finger apparently. Don't know where that came from. Alright. So I guess we're going to have to label out like this. There we go. Chuck it in. Okay, tip that glass. Forming a nice head. We'll just leave that right there. Excuse me. Rind of a ruby hue at the pinnacle of the glass. Nice khaki colored head on there. Of course, blankets and sheets of alcohol sticking from that 13% alcohol by volume up to the light. Other than that, that rind is pretty much dark. It's pouring caramel in the hue while I was pouring it, so it's probably a muted brown, but pretty much dark. Pretty much dark. I wouldn't say pitch black. A nice little, as like I said, a khaki colored bordering baker's chocolate head, but more khaki. And again, wow, layer upon layer upon layer upon layer of 13% alcohol eggs sticking to this glass. Nice. And I'm using my Southern Tier glass, which is New York Brewery, but Southwestern Lakewood. But do check out Joe's channel at the Beer Patrol for his Western New York Wednesdays that he does, which is always a very enjoyable thing for me to watch. So please do watch, subscribe, share, like, comment, the whole deal. Ring that bell. All that crap. Do the same thing here. I don't know if you are new to this channel. If you're watching me right now, please subscribe. I'm trying to hit that thousand pinnacle, but I'm almost at 700, which is super fucking cool. So let us get an aroma on this one. Here we go. Cheers. Listen to some Tudor. If you're wondering, some black metal. So cheers. It's pretty goddamn good. It's strange. It's very... It has sharp tones of actually if you're actually caramelizing sugar. If you know what I mean, you're getting those kind of burnt sugar tones right up through the nose, caramel sugar tones right up through the nose. Nice peppery caramel bourbon is coming through their smokiness. A little bit of a walnut husk is wafting right through the palate really nicely. Baker's chocolate is hitting. Almost pecans drizzled in caramel, if you know what I mean. Roasty, toasty tones, of course. Brown bread. Maybe a rind of dark chocolate in there as well, mixing with that Baker's. Yeah, This is pretty damn good. All that is coming off in waves of alcohol and stuff. Obviously, there's that nice caramel peppery bourbon is giving you indicative notes of the booze that's coming out of this beer. But not giving you dark fruits. It's just really vibrant, rich tonalities of those sugars, those caramels, those roasty toasty tones, smoke, char, those beautiful nutty walnut husk, pecan tones, stuff like that. So it's very nice. I am getting a little bit of earthy coffee, roasty, toasty, espresso coffees. I don't think this is a coffee imperial stout. It's called Master Brew, which almost makes me feel coffee-ish by the title. But that's just that's your head playing tricks on you, I think. But right now, as a good imperial stout should, I'm getting a nice coffee, nice nutty coffee. Not full blown like char espresso, just a nice nutty coffee, and it's indicative for the style, so that's nice. So we're going to stop using the word indicative right now and get into this beer. The alcohol legs are sick. And I have 3 more. I'm so excited. All right, let's get a sip. Cheers. It is ridiculously easy to drink. And it is fucking thin. So, there you go. You got a positive and a negative. This thing is stupidly easy to drink. Let's do it again. Cheers. Yeah, you taste like you're drinking maybe 8% tops, and that's 13. However, it's thin. It's a thin body, watery. A little oiliness to it. It feels like the medium side of a medium mouthfeel, which is not where this should be. The nose is beautiful. It does not translate all the way to the taste. The taste is a little bit lackluster. It's not as bombastic. A little bit of roasted toasty tones, a little smokiness, that's nice. A little hint of that caramel peppery bourbon, but a hint of it, it's not really adding up to anything I want it to be. Watery as hell, man. This beer is, I hate to use the word watery because, that's going to put people off, but it's very thin. Super easy drinking, very crushable, very nice, subtle flavors, but nice flavors, nuanced, subtle flavors, nice flavors. If you guys are a little bit put off by some of these thick, decadent, rich imperial stouts that are like too boozy, or too this, or too rich, or too this, you know what I mean? This would be great, This reminds me of a lot of a slightly even more thin KBS, if you know what I mean. KBS is a little bit more vibrant in the flavor compartment and a little bit thicker in the body, just a little bit, because KBS hovers between that low side of a full, high side of a medium, kind of just does one of those jobs. This is a little bit less than that, into that kind of medium side of a medium mouthfeel, but it has that drinkability that KBS has, even more so probably. I mean, I could probably crush this in 3 seconds because of how thin it is and how nuanced the flavors are. I don't know if it's because I haven't really had a bourbon barrel aged imperial stout in quite a long time, so I can't be burnt out on the style, which is nice. Yeah, it's just little lackluster would be a good term. Smells so good. Let me pour the rest in. Let's see if there's anything hiding in the bottom of this can, lurking in the depths of darkness. Maybe. Oh, maybe. Let's check it out. I got cuts all over my hand. I don't know. You can't even see that, but what the heck? First time. Nice hit of caramel, goes to toasty tones. Very lackluster, but still in there. Earthiness, a little minerality in the back. Copper coin. Not heavy on the copper coin minerality, so don't be worried about that. I know a lot of people it puts off a lot of people. It's not. It's fine. Little brown bread tonality in there. Slight char notes like earthy coffee, char notes in the background. A little hint of caramel, baker's chocolate. It's nice. It's an okay beer. It's not a bad beer. It's 13%. It's like 14 something a 4-pack here, which is a lot of money. But you're getting 48 ounces of 13% beer. So if you look at ABV, I don't know, ABV is like, that's a secondary thing, for quality. When you're doing craft beer and stuff like that. But so 14, you have to buy the 4-pack. You can't. I would have just bought one, but you have to buy the 4-pack. Just like Pseudo Sue and Pompeii from Toppling Light, you have to buy the 4-pack. But one of the reasons why I didn't buy the Java Latte from Victory, because you had to buy the 4-pack, and I knew I just knew I wouldn't like it. You know what I mean? Like, it was one of those ones where you're like, it's gonna be a bit thin, it's gonna be a bit lackluster, blah blah blah. I watched Joe's review. Hey, bit thin, a bit lackluster. Like, glad I didn't spend my money. It's one of those kind of deals. Imperial Stout aged in bourbon barrels. It's a Brewmaster's liquid dream, apparently. Barrels. Let's not say barrels. Barrels, as far as the eye can see, filled with nuanced, silky, complex Imperial Stout. Let the tasting begin. We selected only the finest barrels from the beer aging for years in bourbon charred oak to create master blend. And after epic hour-long tasting sessions, you can only start to wonder, am I wrangling these staves, or are these staves wrangling me? Staves are not the same thing as barrels. So you have chunks of barrels that are called staves. You put that in the beer. Do you put it in barrels, or do you put staves in there? What are we doing here? What are we doing here? What are we doing here? What's happening here? And that's all it says about this beer. Of course, you got a Statue of Liberty and the barcode. We have the cold air here. The 2-door is over. So I'm going to try to make this quick. We're into the 13th hour right now in the video. So let's see. I'm going to take another sip, and we're just going to sum it up, okay? A little oiliness, it's okay. Body's a bit thin. Carbonation is about where it's supposed to be. Peppery caramel bourbon, but very lackluster. Char, smoke, blah, blah, blah. It's nothing like the nose. The nose was spot on. The body, it is new, and it says nuance right on. I think they know their own, their own flaws that are trying to make the good out of the bad by calling, saying subtle and nuanced. Well, yeah, it is subtle and nuanced, but you're not supposed to make it subtle and nuanced. You're supposed to make it, you just came up with something that was subtle, thin, and nuanced. Silky, no, it's not silky. It's not a silky body. It's a thin body. There's a little slight oiliness to it. Nice little bit of a copper coin tonality, brown bread in the background, those kind of things, indicative of the style. A little bit of hint of smoke in the style, like a little bit overcooked coffee. That's nice. Let's see. Burp's nice. The thing about this beer is the 13% is it's drinking like a 6, like a 7, like an 8. It's disgustingly dangerous. If you know what I mean, it's the shining beacon upon the hill of crap. You know what I mean? Like, but it's so good. Like holy crap! It's 13%. Is it 13%? It almost makes you go, really? how can we prove this? You know, that kind of craziness. It's really good. If you're like me, every time you get a 6 point beer, you want to go and get on to the next 6 point beer. I guess I would hate to think that someone would want to crush. I would. I mean, not saying I wouldn't do it. I mean, I kind of have on live reviews, not reviews, but live hangouts. I think I would hate to think that someone would want to buy a 4-pack of Imperial Stout aged in bourbon barrels from 6 Point to crush it in 10 minutes. But that's what I do with 6 Point beers. Like, if you buy a 6-pack or a 4-pack, I think resin now comes in 6-packs too. But you buy that, I don't have it a long time. It's a small, for me, a 12-ounce can is small. You know what I mean? Like, I know it fits in this area, but like, you know, boom, slam, boom, yum, 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 slam, boom, yum, yum. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't last long. So resin really does, not resin, but 6 Point really does its job as far as giving you beers that you just want to make sure it goes into as fast as humanly possible so you can go buy more and put it back into as fast as humanly possible. I really wish they would have not had that kind of mentality when they made this, because, I mean, for responsibility's sakes and enjoyment's sakes and, you know, everything, a beer like this should be enjoyed. It should be savored. There should be like sipping, like I no, it's so goddamn good and thick and rich and this and that, and I can't do, oh, sip, 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 oh, over an hour, 1 can per hour, and sip, 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 you know. This doesn't have that. This has the, you know, okay, it's okay, boom, yeah, it's fine, boom, you know what I mean? There's another one, boom. It has the drinkability, but the drinkability does a disservice to the style, if you know what I mean. It actually really does do a disservice to the whole point of the style and it itself, you know what I mean. It's almost, I don't know, 2 wrongs don't make a right, if you know what I mean. I really can't give it a high score. I really can't. God, it's boring. It's boring as shit. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, man. Um, 7. I'm gonna give it a 7. 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10 for the Spin Puff PABrewNews for the Master Blend. The Master Blend from 6 Point Brewing Company. Now, 7 out of 10 technically isn't a bad score. I mean, like, just hear me out now before you start hitting the dislike button. 7 out of 10 isn't a bad score. It's because I'm giving it a 7 out of 10. And the thing is, if it was boozy as hell, I'd probably give it less than that. But it's not. It's easy drinking. So 7 out of 10. That's still a little bit what I consider hair under solid, because it's not matching anything what it says on with the silky body and stuff like that. So I can't give it a solid score. But I will give it the 7 out of 10 okay score. If I saw it, I'd get it, that kind of area, you know what I mean? But other than that, I can't give it more than that, because, I don't know, foreshadowing the fact that it's not boozy when it probably should be, everything else is kind of meh. But if you've had it, let me know your thoughts and opinions, as always, and thank you for joining me. This has been Paul for PABrewNews. And don't worry, it's 13%. And it will hit me. It's hitting me right now. Believe me, I know. But at the same time, I still can't give it that big old amazing score. I wanted to, because I thought they were actually going to do a better job than they did. Because 6 Point, I know, makes good beer, so I figured that, like, bam, they're going to... I guess I picked the wrong one from New York. I should have got with, like, Evil Twin. They make an Imperial Stout that you know is a great Imperial Stout, because it's got the body too, and it's got that big bolsterous kind of quality. You know what? A 6 Point Evil Twin collaboration is what we should have had. But a 6 Point by himself and brewing at 17 different fucking... See, what had happened, like, if you brew... Now, we're going to have to get on a rant here, because there's people that say, "Oh no, you can't be independently craft brewed and stuff if you brew at more than one location." Well, then they got three right there. You know what I mean? What do you? Stone has 17, and they own a place in every fucking goddamn continent and a fucking amusement park and a hotel line. So please let me know when your craft actually stops being craft, okay? But this is a little bit more lackluster than I would appreciate. This has been Paul from PABrewNews. Cheers. Because, why not just ramble for 25 fucking minutes? Why not? Cheers.